Okay, we are recording. Hi, everybody. It's Maisha for Kamala here with our third conversation about the craziness of the Kamala Harris versus you know who election. And with me, I have.
My name is Brian Jobs, comedian, political strategist, former Soul Train dancer, but we're not talking about that today. I don't know why you laugh because that's still part of my credits. Okay, I did dance on Soul Train. Anyway, yes,
You're
been
too
doing
young
more.
to. You're too young to have danced
I
on Soul
danced
Train.
on Soul Train in 2006. Okay, everyone keeps saying I'm too young. Okay, I get that, but yes, 2006. Google me, check it out. Anyway,
Okay, yeah. So send me the video so I can see you doing your soul
I did
dancing.
I did the Soul Train line, the Scrabble board, all that stuff. So yeah.
Okay, all right. You heard it here, folks. But
You learn something new about me every episode.
every single episode,
So just so you know,
every
my name
single.
is my name is Brian Jobs. I've had about 170 jobs in my life. No job is too big, no job is too small. Brian Jobs gets the job done.
So, Ryan, before we go on to the good stuff, uh, do you want people to find you? If they have a job for you, where should they locate you?
so we're in the final stages of building the character because I'm creating a sitcom too that's going to attach everything in a book and a movie and all that stuff. But Brian BJ for Hire is the best way you can check me out right now, and that's BJ for Hire at Gmail. That's the email, but the social media will follow after that. But you'll be able to find me out at BJ for Hire.
Okay, so if I have enabled Brian to get a job, please let us know in the comments wherever you are watching this. We're now on TikTok. Thank you for all of those people who watched our videos on TikTok. I posted to my channel on both Maisha's Lemonade Stand and Qbob. So post in the comments, get them hired because I want to continue doing this because we're having fun. All right, so we're talking about the debate this time. And I want to get your thoughts on the debate. Uh, did she get a debate bump for all that great work that she did versus Trump? And any of your thoughts?
So I want to start by saying this. I worked second shift because Brian Jobs, no job too big, no job too small. I was working and I didn't get to watch the debate in real time. But what I first did, and I always do this, in the movie Godfather, it says, keep your friends close and your enemies closer. I always want to hear what the conservatives say. So the first thing I did is turn on the radio, and I could already see they were conceding that Kamala had a better performance, and they were disappointed in Trump. And that was before I watched it.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know everything else. Then I watched it, and from the jump off rip, apparently in Cub Scouts they teach you how to shake hands. Apparently Trump didn't get that message of how to shake hands and how to be like a normal human being. So and keep this in perspective. So Trump and Biden never shook hands. Okay, cool, whatever. Kamala went for him, and I thought it was kind of like, I'm coming at you. Hi, my name's Kamala Harris. Shit, we know who you are. Like the whole idea. Let me introduce myself to you. And I don't know, but I think Trump actually accidentally tried to grab her by the hoo ha. But what I'm saying is then, and then here's the deal. So I was fascinated, and Trump's people told him, don't take the bait. That fool could not save himself from himself. And Kamala,
Yeah.
wow, wow, like I'm watching this trying to, and for the record, I don't learn anything about policies. I don't learn anything about what's going to happen in Afghanistan, about taxes, about inflation. All I know is I want to go to Trump's rally now and see if people are really leaving early. And if cats and dogs are being eaten in Springfield, I don't know.
Oh
And
my gosh.
but the biggest thing, the most disappointing thing is this: conspiracy theories. Hey, and I'm watching the debate. I could see Kamala taking deep breaths and swallowing and composing herself because I think she was nervous. People were suggesting that there were speakers in her earrings that were talking to her and giving her what to say. Now, two things. Number one, every politician has a speechwriter. Every politician has a team of
Yeah.
people who are telling you something. So if I don't believe this, if someone was giving her information, what's your point? Having said that, I'm a DJ, Ryan Jobs. Any job too big, no job too big, no job too small. I'm a DJ. There's something called interference. You have a naturally syndicated microphone that's broadcasting naturally. If you have something another microphone in your ear, it's going to cause interference and reverb will happen. So I don't believe that happened, but like that's the takeaway. So the concession is she did well, but she could only do well if someone's helping her because apparently she didn't go to law school, pass the LSAT, become attorney general, and become senator because she's not smart. But those are my initial thoughts, and I'm going. Go ahead.
So I had a different experience. I went to the National Leadership of Black Women. They had a watch party, and we had a great conversation where I learned a couple of things. One, and that's why I now have vote by mail. So if the election is going to be questioned at every single moment, at least in Pennsylvania, they're saying vote by mail. So as soon as you can get that deadline, submit your ballot because it shows you step by step when your vote is cast. Also, it will alert you if something's wrong with your ballot. So I'm going to vote by mail this year and work the polls. But I counted. Go ahead. Did you?
That's interesting you say that. And I typically work the polls every single election cycle. Ryan Jobs, no job too big, no job too small. But this year I'm DJing at the polls. There's some DJ at the polls. Yeah, here in Atlanta. But it was interesting that the last election cycle, I did submit a ballot, and I was living with my girlfriend at the time. She got a confirmation that her ballot was received. I gave my ballot directly to a male person, and I don't know if that male was aggressively tan and just lost my ballot in the trash somewhere. I don't know, but I never got a confirmation that my ballot was received. So I do appreciate what you're saying. And I will say this, they have already said, I would say 6 weeks ago, they said Kamala was already cheating. I'm like, you guys are unbelievable. It's like you're trying to soften the blow because the only way Trump can lose allegedly is if it's rigged or someone's cheating. To me, it's silly.
Well, I'm listening to, I forgot the name of the podcast, but what's his name? Anthony Scaramucci was talking about Trump and how he was brought up. Scaramucci. Thank you. I'm terrible with names. Good with ideas.
Hey, there's a lot of vowels in that name.
So what he said this week about the debate was that Trump learned 3 things: never admit defeat, never apologize, and go by his instincts. So I think you're absolutely right. They're never going to ever say that he lost the 2020 election, and he's never going to admit defeat this time as well. I mean, it's just a given.
There's something else that's fascinating as me being a comedian. Ryan Jobs, no job too big, no job too small. As me being a comedian, another thing Trump, you'll never see him do is laugh. He believes that that's a sign of weakness and a vulnerability. And I love it. So laughter is food for your soul, right?
It is. That's why I have you on here.
But and you look at this guy, and you'll never see him like breaking out hysterically laughing. And I think Trump has probably read one book his entire life, The Art of War. And there's a lot of things. Now, listen, that's the funny thing. His own book, The Art of the Deal, he had a ghostwriter, and the ghostwriter wrote, and you got to fact check me on this, but like 90% of the book he wrote himself, the ghostwriter. Again, I thought it would be cool or different if Kamala had all the people who did Trump's homework for him at this Wharton school be in the audience, like Trump had all the people allegedly that sexually assaulted Bill Clinton. But I got something better for you. You know how everyone started coming to the convention with the big band-aids on their ears?
Oh God, yeah.
Mm-hmm. In solidarity with Trump. I think a bunch of people should go to a Trump rally with big earrings and like the speakers in them, and just like in solidarity with Kamala. I think that would be. I think that. Listen, I don't like to troll. But I love the way she told him. He never looked at her. And his people told him, "Don't react because you're being watched." And they told him to smile, and his smile was so fake. You could just see he was just like, "This." He's thinking, "This person is beneath me. I'm beside myself. I want to lose it." And everyone has said that guy get under his skin, and then it's just the wheels fall off. And so,
yeah.
And here's the other thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so I was saying so too. So I told you I went to Belmont Mansion because I'm here in Philly, and it was hundreds of us at this watch party, and I felt like I was in a black movie because every time he opened his mouth, every time she made a point, people were screaming. Every time he lied, people were screaming. But I clocked. I clocked that he lost it, according to me, in 16 minutes. Like he was doing okay, and then 16 minutes in, his face was like, "Oh my God!" And I'm not sure that's when he started talking about the cats and the dogs, but he definitely lost it.
So it's almost like it's a heavyweight fight. But you say
that's how I said it. I said it's
I'm thinking I'm telling you. What the conservatives were saying, Eric Erickson is a conservative radio host that I subscribe to, and I want to make sure I'm clear with everybody. I'm a moderate. I'm not in love with Kamala yet, but I'm falling for her because like this thing that she just did here, that was like, okay, I like this, and you were composed and you came at him and you know, I don't know if she like so. Here's something I'll tell you as a political strategist. When there's a debate, you tell your candidate when they ask a question, you don't have to answer the question. Shoot your shot.
No one answered the question.
Yeah,
neither one of them answered neither one answered any questions.
You didn't text me that, and I hadn't seen the debate yet. You're like, is anyone asking a question? I was like, okay, tell me more. But
just go with it.
Here's the deal. This is the brilliance of people taking Michelle Obama's advice. When they go low, no. Taking my advice. I'm sorry, because I don't think Michelle's way. When they go low, let's go lower. Okay. So when you want to troll, and you don't want to answer questions and you want to lie 29 times the first debate, 30 times this debate.
Is that what it was? Oh my gosh.
Listen, this guy goes up and there's two truths and a lie on national TV. It's like, what's the truth? What's the lie? But here's something that I think is interesting. He leaves the debate. And then he goes and introduces a policy about cutting taxes on overtime. And he would cut taxes for overtime for the employee and the employer. That's something he should have been talking about. That's something like, okay, most people are single issue voters. Most people are, what are you going to do for my pie? You talk about cutting taxes.
I agree with you 100,000. I've said this for years that it's not about policies. It's really about what happens in people's pockets. I've said this for years. It cracks me up. People, it's a personal decision. It's a personal decision. So what's more personal? You be able to feed your family. You be able to care for your family. You be able to do for your family.
And that's why Trump is such a formidable opponent, because everyone's 401k was increasing 25, 30%. That's all they care. And if you're someone who is, the top 10%, you're looking at, hey, I'm holding on to a lot more of my money. So I don't really care. I'm not having kids. I'm not concerned about abortion, DE&I, whatever. I don't care. I care about how much, if I can keep more of my money. And so that's why he's such a good, formidable candidate. But
And most people, except for at the debate, she said Goldman Sachs believed that her economic plan was better, and I forgot and Wharton believed her economic plan was better. But I think she's going to be able to combat some of that because she says she's going for the middle class. So she's not saying she's going to make everybody rich. She's just saying I'm going to focus on helping the middle class get to where they want to go.
But here's the deal. These are old lawyer tricks. A lawyer two lawyers will see exactly the same thing happen. One makes a better argument than the other. When there's economists, there's conservative economists, there's liberal economists. So anyone can spend anything and say, hey,
that's a marketing trick too. You could also, if you need marketing help, WW Customer First Marketing.
hey, Mike said no job too big, no job too small. But yeah, so it's like, everyone is going to do the best they can to paint the best picture. Now, there are about 5 swing states. That's all that matters. And I've said this, and I will continue to say this. And here is the biggest point that how she won the night is what I'm telling you right now. You guys ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Taylor Swift endorsed her. No, I'm just kidding. That's not it. We'll get back. We'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second. I say, the liberals will vote liberal, conservatives will vote conservative. Independence is going to come down to a woman's right to choose. It's going to come down to abortion. And there's a brilliant artist one time, I think his name was Tupac, says, a man has the right to tell a woman when and where to create one. Yeah, Tupac would spend bars. Anyway, it's going to come down to the abortion debate. And what she said was like, when Trump said, hey, everybody wanted it. That was her strongest moment when she was like, that woman, and she's using her hands, that woman who's bleeding out in the back of her car, she didn't want that. I was like, you go, girl. That's why I dropped the mic. Her earring. And
don't forget, he said that you can have an abortion after the 9th month when the baby is born.
Listen, this guy, and going back to what you said, he's going to double down. So I'm friends with, tangentially, is that the right word you're at? With John Legend. My family knows his family. He's from Springfield, Ohio. The city manager said no one's eating cats and dogs.
Oh my gosh, so the craziness that comes out of his mouth.
People, and it's like, and that's what on the radio they kept saying. Listen, this is all a distraction. It's a sideshow. Stop talking about. Even conservatives were saying this. Stop talking about eating cats and dogs. You look crazy. And what people won't want to talk about, and you can't diagnose someone because we're not qualified to do that. Everyone wants to say that Joe Biden had a cognitive decline. Trump is right there with them, talking stuff, saying things that don't make any sense, and rambling and going on and on. But again, he can't nobody tell him anything. So tell me more. Tell me more.
Nobody can tell him anything, and yet he may be our next president because it's still so tied closely in the polls. So before we go, give me your thoughts on before we go. On the closeness. Independents rise up. Rise up.
Keep your eye on North Carolina. I was almost tied to a political action committee to knock off Mark Robinson, who is the lieutenant governor. And he is, if you want to talk about a black person who does not represent black people's interests, that guy is interesting. But if she wins North Carolina, I think that's going to be the nail in the coffin. But what did Brock say? Don't boo, vote. It ain't over until it's over.
It ain't over until it's over.
People thought Hillary had it in the bag, and then all of a sudden, what? It didn't have it in the bag. And
we can talk about Hillary next time. I think she made so many mistakes, and I don't love her anymore.
My last statement is like the Republicans keep saying, Roe v. Wade has been decided. It's not on the ballot. No, it was decided for 52 years that it wasn't. It's on the ballot. Get out and vote.
All right, so my final thoughts is just everybody, especially in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania is a swing state. I believe we have a slight majority over the Republicans. So please, if you haven't registered to vote, register. If you are planning to vote, please vote by mail. So your vote is definitely going to be counted. And if we can get you independents out there to support Kamala Harris, I would have done my job. And don't forget, you can look at Maisha for Kamala's page and make a donation. I added volunteer opportunities for phone banking, canvassing. All of that is on the page. And I thank all of you that has clicked and liked before.
One last thing I have to say is, because I talk about, if Dick Cheney is going to support Kamala Harris, come on, independents, let's go.
Independents, let's go. It's all on you, independents. All right. Well, thank you, everybody. We will talk to you I think we're going to try to do something after the Oprah talk. So see you in a week or so. Bye.